Ugh. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get this off. It's a little better. Hi, we haven't met. I'm Amara, another one of the Cali.Co.Spearos, and this is our second video. I'm really excited to show you this dive. We've got some beautiful shots this time, and also some nice catches, and a few fun moments too. So yeah, let's jump in. So we start by working our way down the coast, me, my friend Cyrus, and my dad. And I stick a bit shallower just to see if there's any action going on. And we can see some signs of life here, some black perch, Garibaldi of course, cute little things. And it doesn't take me long to find a first potential target. I'm tracking it, and I completely miss. And obviously I was gonna miss that one because you should never hold the spear gun like that. You can see my wrist was cocked very oddly, so that one was kind of expected. But the day is still young, so I decided to start some drops. This was, I think, my second drop. I'm just getting to the bottom here just to see if I can look around, see what's going on. There's not much at first, but as I go along, I do see some movement, including from this little juvenile Garibaldi, which is actually a protected species, so at this point, I just consider them a nice part of the scenery. But Garibaldi aside, I'm trying to come up over this ridge, maybe surprise anything that's hiding there. But I get distracted by a fish in the distance, so I wasn't prepared to shoot the Opaleye right in front of me. Which is a bummer because I was actually looking for Opaleye, and those are some nice chunky ones in the front there. So here's some lobsters. Okay, but seriously, these were really cool to see, and even more fun to try and sneak up on. And I made a grab for him. I missed, but if I did get him, I wouldn't have been bringing him home because it's not lobster season yet. But it's still nice to make some practice grabs just so you're prepared for when the season does open up. Now this clip's actually leading up to something important because here I had thought I saw a sheephead, so I was just kind of waiting around trying to see if I could see him again. When I see this big, beautiful Opaleye, and I rushed down to get him. And you can tell I'm pretty excited because I accidentally grabbed 2 big fistfuls of eelgrass along with my fish. But I just decide I'm not letting go. I'm just going to pull him up to the surface, eelgrass or not. And I take my 6 recovery breaths, quickly brain him because I'm feeling very paranoid that he's going to somehow escape from me. So yeah, that's what joy sounds like. So now I'm just admiring him really, just looking at his scales. He's just a sweet looking fish, which is also part of why I wanted to dispatch him so quickly, because to me he's just such a majestic fish and I didn't want him to suffer for too long. So now I'm just preparing him, cutting the gills, cutting open the belly, getting ready to rip the guts out. And also, when I take the guts out, I like to also tear them up a bit for the smaller fish. I just picture that smaller chunks make it easier to be taken back into the environment or the food chain, but that's just me. Anyways, when I showed off my catch to my dive mates, they're off in the distance, but they could probably still tell I was pretty happy. And no, I'm not playing with my food, I'm just going through a routine fish flexibility test that I did not make up right now. But anyways, I find my way over to my friend Cyrus because we actually forgot our stringers today, but he happened to have his lobster bag with him. Sometimes we use our lobster bags to put fish in there, so he was kind enough to let me borrow the bag and just pop the fish in there. So that was the first successful fish of the day. I was super happy about that. So then I get straight back to hunting, just load the spear gun again, and I start another drop. There's a lot more bait fish here, so I actually decide to start looking around just more at the scenery after getting, first fish in the bag. I feel like I can ease up a bit. And man, here's some nice clips here. I decided to swim underneath the fish, upside down. And I was actually really surprised with how well the footage came out, especially in this part right here. Wow. And even take a look at this next drop I did with another school of bait fish. They were everywhere on this day. I reached the bottom, and I'm just surrounded by a huge path of bait fish all around me. It was really awesome. And then we'll move on to some less peaceful footage of me going into water that was super, super shallow, and so there was just a lot of wave action going on. It actually wasn't bad because it was a pretty flat day, so I just had to watch for the rocks. I actually have a scar on my knee from getting close to the rocks while a wave passed overhead. I'm not sure how it cut my knee like that, but the scar's there. So in this clip, I'm just trying to wait behind this kelp stalk here, see if anything passes through, and again, it doesn't take long before I actually do see something, this little blue perch. And I nailed a shot. It's not a good shot placement, but it's right in the middle of the fish, so I figure I could just pull it up to the surface. But then he pops off, so I start chasing after him, and he's got just enough life to get out of my reach, but I'm still trying. I want this fish. And so I can see he's starting to slow down a little bit, so I try a few more grabs, and then I finally nab him. I nab him, and I was kind of all over the place, but I could not believe that I was holding that fish in my hands. I could not wait to see the footage when I got home. So anyways, I get to braining him real quick just to make sure that I can have a good hold on him. And then I just kind of, admire this fish as well. He's actually not bad in size. I mean, my hands are kind of small, so it might make him look a little bigger, but I'm still proud of him. And I get to gutting him, and same thing, tear the guts out, tear him apart, feed the fishies. Then I go over and find Cyrus again, show him the fish, and pop it in the bag. And then we both had some seaweed on our snorkels, so we were having to pull that out. And it was at this point that my dad came over because I think we were about to head back, so we just kind of signaled each other that we'd get going back towards the first beach. And yeah, I got to reloading my spear gun again, and I'm back in the shallow area. You recognize the mussel rocks. You can tell I'm getting tossed around quite a bit here, so I try to make my way through there quickly. And we're actually not too far away from the point when my GoPro died. But I'm making my way through some eelgrass when I see a kelpfish. And to kid you not, I could not find the clip of the kelpfish when I first saw it. It just blends in so well, so sorry about that. But anyways, I did end up sitting and waiting for the kelpfish for not too long. I kind of got impatient, started tugging on the kelp stalk. But after that, I circled the kelp stalk, went around, sat on top of it. I couldn't see the kelpfish again, so I ended up just dropping down to see if I can get a better look. And this is the first time I was able to spot in the footage. Oh, right there. Maybe you didn't see it, but that's okay, I did. So at this point, I'm kind of thinking, you're toast, I saw you. So I find it one more time, right in front of me, got it, and pull it out of the kelp for the first time. Here's a nice clear shot of it. I get it out of the kelp reeds, take my 6 breaths, and for once get a nice clear look at this little guy. He's cute. Nice colors too. And so again, I quickly get to braining him. He actually tried to wriggle out a little bit, but poor guy, yeah, he's done at this point. And then I just work on giling him, and it's not until later that I actually got him. I forgot for the moment. But these are actually some of the last clips that I got before my GoPro died. I'm going to slow him down a bit so you can get a better judge of how big this guy is. So I think he's pretty decent. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching this far. And since we're a new channel, it would be helpful if you did like and subscribe. But hope you have a good rest of your day. Stay tuned for the next video. Cali.Co.Spearos out.